It's so egregious now that it's well past the point of whether it's an ideological position on how much do you want to tax something versus incentivize growth. It's very clear that under the terms of our constitution, the resources under the Australian people are owned by the Australian people. And yet we get a diminishing pittance from the extraction industries who are at the same time having exponential growth in the astronomical profits that they take. And there's graph after graph that shows this, but it's so insulting now for things like gas, which has gone massively up and Australians are still paying a large amount for. In this case, you do have one-to-one examples where you can see very diverse societies like Qatar or Norway, who are sort of peers in the amount of money that they are sitting on in terms of their natural resources, and the amount of money that they are able to take in for their societies versus Australia is embarrassing. The main way in which it would be defensible for these companies that control these resources to be so profitable would be, well, that money still goes into Australian society, but that's kind of not really the case at all. With mining and extraction being one of the least owned Australian industries of all the sectors of our society, it's hard to get the exact figures, but it looks like it's around the realm of 90% foreign owned. So you can only feel foolish because Australians obviously want to change this at the citizen level, but there's kind of no grounds to recourse with both major parties in lockstep because they've got this revolving door between the people who are in those parties. Once they're voted out of office, former energy ministers of Australia, pop, they appear as directors on the board of Santos or whatever. If you heard about it coming from a Yugoslavian country, you'd be like, oh, that's about right. These tin pot places, everything's so corrupt. But for some reason, we just accept it in Australia and don't seem to have the recourse to do anything about it. And I think that is a great example of a type of colonization, which is the increasing ceding of key areas of our sovereign society and the things that we need to collectively have some mechanism of making decisions over to ensure good quality lives and optimal civic development into the corporate sphere.